Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Minister the Prophet Hood. How you doing? Well, I had to start coming on with more videos for me to get my YouTube channel jumping and scaling to be more profitable to the ministry, to my ministry. There's so much going on in the world today. We're living in trial times. Matter of fact, we living in a time where there's so many scams. Man, I had some people call me like 5 or 10 times a day. They asked me to have my own business and do I want it electronic or something. So one day I was almost hold the whole almost listened to the whole presentation. Then I got a very important phone call. I had to do something. I had to let it go, but they still won't go. But this is the day was the first time when they say, Chris, number 9, if you're not interested. Because I had Googled it already, and they say, if you got anybody constant calling you, asking you, your business is not, you want your business like done on a digital platform, tell them those are a scam. I didn't get on the chance to tell me how much did it cost, or how much was it. Oh boy, forgive me. Had a long day. I had to get up this morning, 7, 8, 9 in the morning. Sometimes it seems like the older you get, your job is never done. A lot of people say, when I get 65, I'm going to retire. Then you find out your money is still not enough to survive. So you have to do something to kind of balance things right. Right there, right. I had a friend of mine when he was living, he retired as the captain of the prison. So he told me, Wayne, I'm gonna get me a hot dog stand. I started laughing. I said, you move all the way up to be captain of the prison, and you're gonna retire and open up a hot dog stand. Was a minister friend of mine. I thought it was so funny. I'd like y'all to pray for the family that somebody was speeding in West Philly, 48 from Market, and hit a couple of parked cars. And a gentleman and his dog got killed in the car. So I don't know whether they were just sitting there or sleep in the car. Because I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, excuse me again. We had some strange things like that happen around my way. They had somebody hit multiple cars, and it was on top of my son's car. Then the driver got out and ran. There wasn't no kid in this car. I said, how can they have this car running no kid? He said, oh, they got skeleton keys. Straight to my head of skeleton keys. Now I heard the duplication of the key. And I remember times when I couldn't find my key, when my grandmother gave me her car years ago, and I had to call a locksmith to make my key. And now later on I found it. Locksmith was expensive. I think he went to $70 or $80. But I said, make it, man, because I got to drive this car. I think I had to break the ignition somewhere down the line and started up with a screwdriver. So one night I started it up, and this guy was walking past me, and he identified himself as a cop. But fortunately, my grandmother gave it to me, and it was still in her name, Wilma Hood. I didn't get a chance to change the title yet, but my name was Wayne Hood, so. I felt like he was bored, didn't have nothing else to do, or just minding somebody else's business. I told him I'm not running and I'm sure not sweating. I was just coming from getting me a midnight dinner or snack, whatever you want to call it. Now, I also want y'all to pray for this other couple that the politician killed his wife and shot herself. Shot her in the basement and went up to the master bedroom palace when the two kids was in the house at that time. So we must pray for them because they might be dramatic, you know the word I'm trying to say. They may be traumatized the rest of their life. That's something you got to get over, especially if you get a father in your mother. And you're more hurt about your mother than anything, you know. People have so much. Sometimes you look at some people that are in higher places and you feel like they got a baby shit. Then you find out that they still missing something. Or they need to sleep more. They want sleeping pills and they need pills to wake them up in the morning. I know one celebrity said he got to smoke weed so he can go to 48 cities. He got to be on something to keep going. I don't know what kind of condition he's on, but my only drug that I know that I need to give you is some coffee. Get my coffee every day. I got a small cup today, but I need a big cup. I normally get extra large with cream and sugar, and that's it. And it's a guy up in Darby digging up bones from the cemetery graves, like violating different people, loved one tombstone. And they say when the police went to his house, he had like several bones. Then he dig up people's graves and take the bones out the casket. I guess he had them sitting up in the chair and laying in the bed. You know? Oh boy. You think he's Frankenstein or he's a lurch and yeah, I remember one of my great actors, was named Vincent. I know his name was Price, but I just can't think of his first name. Vincent Price. But he played the scary music. And I think he was like, he played a vampire too. So this guy must have had some death demons, or Jamaica would say, dumping demons. I guess he said, I want a lot of dead folks around because they ain't got to bother me. A dead man ain't gonna ask you for $1. Or actually, do you need, can you give me some loose change? Uncle, can I get a couple of dollars? You have y'all young people out here. Some of them be at the market selling candy. And I'll be like, you trying to give me sugar? I can't eat this candy. Ain't that right? And D.C. is in the uproar right about now. And sometime I believe the president, Trump, is still going to be, I think going to be like World War III. With the Iraq and I heard the Russians is supplying them, and so is some Korean nation. So it's signs of the time. I know Prince had a song say signs of the time. I have a song first I came out with 88 and I re-recorded like 2 or 3 other times called Jesus is Coming Soon. Make sure you find it on my YouTube channel. Jesus is Coming Soon by Minister Wayne Hood. God put that in my spirit in 88 and that song never stopped messing with my spirit. So that's why I always want to call this the Jesus Coming Soon ministry, because it's getting close and close to that time. We are living in a time when men and women cannot iron out their problem. They can't sit down and talk. Everybody just came out of the store, they were screaming and hollering at a man that always give you money and you ain't got this right, you ain't got that right. I thought she was gonna fight. And me and another gentleman said the word. You can tell when it's getting hot. See, when you can't find nobody when it's wintertime, but when it get hot, you got people coming out and people getting shot every night. I think somebody got shot in Wessel Lane, not far from where I was raised at. Somebody else got shot in West Philly. Oh man, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. I had lost a friend of mine, one of my old neighbors, a couple of years ago. His son was wrapped up with the wrong people. I don't know what he owed somebody some money, but they couldn't find him. So they ran his father down, and his father was running, trying to get under the car. They shot him dead underneath the car. I didn't get a chance to go to the funeral because I heard about it too late. And later on, they killed this young man. I was like, man, I don't know. Who did he do wrong and what he did wrong? But sometimes when you're doing wrong, it come back to you. There's a lot of people that done me some harm, and the devil wants you to kill them or something. But then God said, no, leave it in my hands. You do that, and then you be in jail. Then I'll be praying and crying, and then I'll be trying to figure out how can I let the Lord use me in this jail. I seen a show the other day when a lady got 189 years. She might as well say, y'all might as well kill me now, because only way she getting out of that jail is she's a break out and escape, or they're gonna bring out in the body bag. I was looking at another show where was a young boy around about 15 or 20, and the judge sentenced him to 45 years. He said, Your Honor, I can do 45 years. So I figure if he do 45 years and he's 20, he's gonna be like my age when he's gonna be like retirement age when he get out. 65, so he gotta find himself a job in jail with benefits. To let you know that time is winding up. See, when I came up, when we had misunderstanding, we had this. And we box or slap box, or you got beat up or you beat somebody up. That was it. And after that, you respected each other and y'all was the best of friends. At least you was bold for life. Now that somebody fighting and they feel like they're losing. I seen one video when the guy went to run into the truck in his car. Man, it's time to take off. So they come back shooting. They can't take nobody hurting their feelings. They can't take nobody stepping on their toes. They can't take nobody pulling out the wheel. I was looking around because this guy turned the corner so fast. You know, one guy, I was at the train station, and this time one guy that came in between two cars. I was coming in slow, but he looked at me and something wrong with me. Yeah, I could have hit him. And he's trying to run for the train. I said, man, you still gotta look both ways. He looked like he wanted to get in an argument or fight with me. I said, man, you the one ain't looking. You know, these pedestrians and people on these bikes and these electronical bikes and skateboards and electronical mopeds, they got everything out there that got a motor on it. Everything except a witch with a broom or with a motor on the back of that broom. They might come out with that. They talking about flying cars. I don't want no flying cars. Some people can't even drive on the ground. Or they speed on the ground. Can you imagine flying cars? Somebody running into your bedroom window with a plane, or they landing on your rooftop. You don't want that. You gotta figure they gotta have special license to drive that car, right? You don't want to do that. Cause I remember Kobe Bryant got killed and the helicopter went out of control. See, cause you gotta know the weather conditions. You gotta be like a professional. If you know it's gonna be a hurricane or a rainstorm or a tornado, again, the cold head, you know not to drive. Some people don't have common sense, you know. I don't like to drive when the roads is icy. One time I was sliding on black ice. See, I drove for a living most of my life. And matter of fact, there's a lot of scamming going on. There's a guy that used to be around my way. I'm not gonna say the name, but they used to make all kind of accidents or fake accidents at the end of the block and have people hit people's cars on my block and spray. One time they sprayed on my car and 7 other cars and sprayed up their own car, so we wouldn't think it was them. But the Lord showed me. I went to the police, they just said you gotta see him or have it on video. It's like, I know who it is, but I told his friend or girlfriend saying, I said, but I see him, he's done. By there. See, they going out there trying to make $1, and then they said we can give you a deductible, take off the 500 or 1,000. And I know a guy that got his own shop, his own collision business, and we can just give you a break. There's so much going on out here. And like the other day, I seen a lady cut me off in Kensington. I get scared when I go down there in Philadelphia. She cut me off, and she already had like her windows all taped up with plastic bags and trash bags. One time I had a guy turn off near the boulevard on 5th Street, turn in front of me. He didn't even have no bumper on the top of his car. So he wanted me to hit his car, so my insurance, and get him a new bumper and everything else. When my sister lived in Kensington, I was down there one night, like 15 years ago. And I woke up in the morning and I opened the door. I said, whoa. There wasn't nothing out there but a shell of a car. You know, it was like the body of it. It didn't have no engine. It didn't have no transmission. It didn't have no chassis. It didn't have no differential in the back. Everything in the inside was out. It was nothing but wires and brackets on 2 little teeny wheels. So I'm figuring they must got a chop-up shop down there. But there's so much people that's into. And one thing about life today, people work 24/7, try to scam and make money off you. I heard somebody say, hey man, they told me on the internet, on my Facebook, you can get 50,000. I said, whoa, you won 50,000. But they say, for you to get this 50,000, because it's coming from London, you would have to give us $500 to get the 50. And an alarm went off me and said, man, you're gonna get scammed. Yeah, until I ran into somebody that knows somebody, I ain't gonna say no name, they from another country, where he ripped somebody off from the USA, scammed him. He made enough money to buy himself a taxi. And I said, man, you gotta be wise today. Be prayed up. If somebody ever call you, Google. Somebody, that's what I did. I Google, this person called me about getting my business or your digital business. And I Googled it, and it told me, anybody calling you about that? Scanning it down. These people be calling me. Somebody called me and say, is this Wayne Hood? I'll be like, I'm talking to him. You talking to him. This is that. But they want me to say yes. Because once you say yes, they take that yes and put it to different other phrases so they can scare me. So I just say you talking to him. I refuse to say the word yes. Only word I want to say is yes, Lord. That's it. Yeah. So let me close out with a prayer. Thank God for this video. I guess God, you give me this video to open up other people's eyes and get them to seek your face, get them to pray, help them to meditate. And the word says, meditate on the word that you may not sin against him. So you got to be prayed up today. And don't forget to support me. Capital $, capital WHOOD3. Or either this plain Wayne Hood with a $, and 777 behind it. Not that I gamble. It's just some strange reason. My mom has 7 kids. My aunt has 7 kids. And my grandmother has 7 kids. So 7 runs in my family. It's the same combination. All 3 of them. All of them had 4 girls and 3 boys. I think that's strange. And out of my grandmother's kids, I think the only one left is my uncle. And man, I got my uncle and my one aunt left. So my mother passed, my other aunt passed, and I'm trying to figure out what happened to the other one. I can't get it together. And my grandmother, I don't know how many was them. But all of them are gone. I think my grandmother was the last one to die, or next to the last one, out of all of her siblings. So I just want y'all to support me, share, like, comment. Word and Worship Records Entertainment, that's my YouTube channel. And join my #1 group. It's called Facebook or God's Face. And I have a lot of good ministers and speakers on there. Prophets, teachers, and preachers, and pastors. It's really flooded with a whole lot of prophetess. God is using these women, and God is looking forward to use you. So I'm getting ready to sign off and share this video. I should be going live soon, but I'm just a very busy man. But I have tried to figure out, I gotta put some time aside for the Lord, and so do you. Yeah, you don't want to never be too busy when you can't witness or testify or sing a song or sing, "To God be the glory, to God be the glory, to God be the glory for all the things He have done. With His blood He have saved me. With His power He gonna raise me. To God be the glory for all the things He have done." God bless you. And have a smile. Don't forget to share this video. Share, like, comment, and leave your remark, how you like to enjoy it. Lord will bless your soul. Look up for God's hand is at hand. Time is at hand. Seek ye the Lord while you may be found. While He may be found. And while you may be found. You can say it either way. You don't want to be so lost that it didn't make it back. I heard one young man said, "I was praying, God, let me make it back." to the altar or on my knees, because I don't want to die in my sin. Lord, don't let me die in my sin. Hallelujah, Jesus. Bless his name. You don't want to do that. I don't want you to miss out on the rapture. I don't want you to miss out on your mansion in the sky. You don't want to miss out on God's goodness. You don't want to miss out on God's mercy. You don't want to miss out on the joy of the Lord. You don't want to miss out on them golden streets. You don't want to miss out on that mansion. You don't want to miss out on that robe and them golden shoes. You don't want to miss out. I know I don't. God bless you and have a smile upon you. Peace unto you. And Jesus and I love you. God bless.